Test.
So this thing is on right now. Can you, hey, Manny, can you touch? Tuck this thing in.
There's anybody here today who doesn't thrill at the sound of those blades. That familiar wop, wop, wop is the soundtrack of our war, the lullaby of our younger days. To someone who spent his time at Nam with the grunts, I've got to tell you that noise was always great comfort. It meant someone was coming to help. Someone was coming to get our wounded. Someone was coming to bring us water and ammo. Someone was coming to take our dead brothers home. And eventually, someone was coming to give us a ride out of hell. Even today, when I hear it, I stop, catch my breath, and think back to those days. You guys, as only an infantryman can, no matter how bad things were, if we called, we came.
Do we know if any VIPs are here, the mayor or councilman? Do we know if any VIPs are here?
I don't think they're physically here.
To us, you seemed beyond brave and fearless, that you would come to us in the middle of battle, in those flimsy, thin-skinned crates, and in the storm of fire, you would sit up there behind that thin plexiglass, seeming so patient and so calm and so vulnerable, waiting for the offloading of the arm.
Than here with you today. I've got little notes up here. Shelley Dew from the Hospice of North County, she takes very, very good care of me. And so I have a little play-by-play thing in this little binder here. It tells me what to do. So if I do like our former president and start reading, it says pause or it says step or something, then y'all just bear with me, okay? So just because she's got lots of notes in here for me today, all right? So Shelley, hey, thank you so very, very much. Just an awesome video, right? Yeah, no matter how many times I see it and observe it, just cold chills go up each and every time. This year marks the final chapter of our nation's 50th anniversary commemoration of the Vietnam War era, recognizing the sacrifices in the service of those who served and their families. Today, we come together for this special tribute, our Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day celebration, hosted by our friends from Hospice of the North Coast in partnership with the Veterans Association of North County, Vance. It's an honor to have you here with us today as we pay tribute to our Vietnam War era veterans and express our deepest gratitude. So welcome home, Vietnam veterans. My name is Frank Poley. My least favorite thing to do is talk about myself, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that. And I also know that communication, there's 3 V's in communication: the visual, the vocal, on how you say it, and then the verbal, on what you say. So today, I know you will leave here with a good visual of me, right? So this is my visual, so we're going to make sure all that's right. So I got dressed up. You see this right here? This is my visual. So I think it's working so far. I can't tell you how many Marines and veterans have come up and told me they love my jacket and they like it, and we talk about it and how much does it cost, and I can't really tell them all that. And then, but then it's really the ladies that come up and start wanting to touch the fabric, and that's the reason I got this right here. Okay, so I can't tell you how many ladies come up. This one right over here too came up and just wanted a picture and wanted to touch the velvet and touch all that stuff. So there's a purpose to my madness. So ladies, if you ever see a guy walking around with a little Chihuahua puppy dog, he's just wanting you to pet the dog and stuff. Okay, so it's an attention gainer, if you will. My other visual, I got a lot of compliments on this right here, is my ball cap here. I usually wear it so if I can salute, but it pretty much says American by birth and Marine by choice. So that's my ball cap there. So that's my visual. Thank you. The matter of fact, I should say, hey, give the color guard a round of applause, and that would be for me my standing ovation, right? So I might reserve that to the end. Hey, we begin today's. I forgot we're being recorded here, Shelley. You didn't tell me that. It's a surprise or whatever. Okay, so we begin our program. I got to be on my best behavior. We begin our program as all such gatherings ought to begin. So, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention as we present today's color guard. Leading the color guard is Sergeant Samuel Jasso. He's a communications transmission supervisor from Chula Vista. Their unit is the Expeditionary Warfare Training Group down at PAC. Used to be EWCG PAC, and they volunteered to come here today to be the color guard for our ceremony. Sergeant Jasso's from Chula Vista, and I asked him why he joined the Marine Corps, and he said for travel and adventure. So from Chula Vista to MCRD San Diego, that's not much travel and adventure, is it? So he does say he's got orders to Okinawa. So the Marine Corps has a sense of humor, right? We're going to send you right down here. Parents can come to family day and graduation. Then we send your ass to the Rock, right? We send you to Okinawa, right? So Marine Corps has a sense of humor. It really does. So if you're able to, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance. March on the colors.
Carry colors. Ready, cut. Forward. March. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. March, time. March. Detail. Oh.
I now call upon Lieutenant Commander David Ackery, Nurse Corps, United States Navy, to sing our national anthem. Sir. Thank you.
Oh, sing and you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the cloud of the so gallantly streaming, and the rugged track led, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Saint that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Huh? Thanks so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, sir. In 1942, our Pledge of Allegiance was adopted by the United States Congress, a pledge of 31 words that capture our duty and our pride as citizens. We say it together here this morning with special reverence as we salute the men and women who fought for this nation and this flag. Leading us today in the Pledge of Allegiance is retired Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant and a great friend and advanced trustee, Master Gunnery Sergeant Donald Robbins, who served 25 years in our beloved Corps and also a Vietnam veteran. Don?
Please join me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Retire the colors.
Carry color. Ready, cut. Forward, time. March. Forward. March. Left. Left. Left.
Well, we agree it's fitting to start our morning today with our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance. It's also equally fitting to begin with a prayer. For this, I ask Father Victor Krulak Jr. to provide an invocation for us, sir. Father Duran sends his regards and says, don't mess it up. All right, sir? That's what he said. There you go.
I won't take a listen. Let us pray. Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the generation of our countrymen who answered the call to serve in Vietnam when their country called. May we never forget or fail to honor them. And may we always be reminded of the high cost of freedom. May we always keep close to our hearts those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, and that they may rest in peace. All of which we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. Hey, once again, to our color guard, to Lieutenant Commander Ackery, to Father Krulak, for helping us begin today's program in a very appropriate and fitting manner. I am always honored to be here with you, and it's always a special tribute for me personally, to be honest with you, when Father Krulak is in attendance. He's truly a blessing. I mean that. I never knew his father, Lieutenant General Victor Krulak, Brute Krulak, if you will, a legend icon in the Corps. And I had met his brother, who Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Charles Krulak. But it's an honor for me to know Chaplain Krulak and Father Krulak. Sir, you grace us with your presence, and I truly, truly mean that. Okay, I truly do. Could you give a round of applause, please, to the chaplain, if you don't mind? And the chaplain is also a Vietnam veteran, and the chaplain is all about corrections. I'll be honest with you. When I was the depot sergeant major, he would point out things to me, and I always appreciated it. So then the day he told me, and I told Shelley the other day, he's always about corrections. He really is. So the day he told me, he said, Sergeant Major, had I known, I would have gave you a picture of me over in Vietnam. We could have that up there also, right? So there's a nice look. So I'm sorry, sir. Maybe next year we'll be able to do that. So thank you very, very much. It's a distinct honor as we gather here today to honor the service of the men and women of the Vietnam era. I don't know how I wound up being up here, to be honest with you. I serve on the Vance board. I think I'm the duty narrator, the duty MC, and I think I got voluntold by Lori, the executive director. I don't know how my name keeps fitting in here, and then Shelley Dew from the hospice of North Coast, and I just don't know how. Other than that, I am the best looking. I mean, when I'm serious. I'm serious. God bless you. I'm serious. As I look around for those other men on the board of directors, man, they're hurting for certain. I'll be honest with you. I love them. I'm not kidding. I love you like brothers. I don't know how I'm the duty. And then again, I'm also often confused with like movie stars and stuff. Vin Diesel and Bruce Willis. God bless him. I'm serious. Except Colonel Farmer, the vice president of Vance, if you will, is that he humbled me a little bit. He and Don were talking, and they's like, "Sergeant Major, you do look like a movie star. You do." And so I chest got all pumped up there, feel pretty good. And he's like, "Yeah, like Uncle Fester on the Addams Family." So yeah, that humbled me a little bit. So I appreciate that. They're pretty brutal. Hey, today's the 7th local celebration for the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day. As we know, every day is Veterans Day, but today is a special day. This annual gathering is taking place because of 2 committed organizations. Our first presenting organization is the Hospice of the North Coast, whose mission is to provide compassionate, personalized care to patients and families during the end-of-life transition, serving over 2,000 patients and families each year, and they salute our warriors year-round. This work is part of the National Hospice, and Shelley got this word in here for me, but I know I'm going to mess it up, a palliative care organization in the Veterans Administration's We Honor Veterans initiative to ensure that all veterans in our communities are honored. The flagship of their program is the Honor Salute, a simple but powerful ceremony conducted at the home of a terminally ill veteran. With the help of active duty personnel, and there may be some in here today that have assisted in the past, but with the help of active duty personnel from Camp Pendleton, a veteran is given a final salute, the ultimate military gesture to show respect and honor from one service member to another. And for some of the Vietnam veterans who received the final salute, it was the first time that they had been thanked for their service, and the first time they had ever been welcome home. That's sad, but it's true. These servicemen and women were the inspiration to ensure that that none of us will never, ever wait to welcome another Vietnam veteran home. Representing the Hospice of North Coast today is Lois Martins, the board president of Hospice of the North Coast. Lois, would you please stand and be recognized, please? Lois, thank you very, very much. And this is not in my notes here, but I personally want to thank Shelley for all the hard work and the effort that goes in behind this. We all know the the BDA, before, during, and after, but there's a lot that goes into the before, the during, and the after. And day on, stay on, and so just on time, on target. And so I just want to thank Shelley for her efforts. I truly mean that. Shelley. I'm a real fan of Benjamin Franklin, hint, hint. Franklin, the $100 bill later. So yeah, I like Benji pretty well. So our second presenting organization sponsor is the Veterans Association of North County. Vance, is Lori tells me to always say, Vance, led by Mr. Chuck Atkinson. Vance is an umbrella organization for over 20 veteran organizations and friends of Vance. We are a resource, like it says we are a resource training center for active duty military veterans and their family, where all trainings are offered at no cost. Whether the training be IB, cybersecurity, or over 200 classroom workshops, from administrative skills to workplace essentials, starting your own business, or working for an employer, the Vets Beyond the Uniform coaching, mentoring, and training delivers critical skills for veterans in the civilian workforce. Vance has a Veterans Emergency Financial Aid program. It offers active duty personnel and veterans a one-time hand up. We've given out tens of thousands of dollars towards cell phone bills, utilities, emergency care repairs, etc. And most of these have been in $200 or $300 increments. Vance is now offering a new program entitled Healthy Connections, a behavioral health counseling program for veterans, active military, and their families, focusing on PTSD, suicide prevention, and addiction. An on-site licensed behavioral health therapist offers counseling at Vance. The goal is to provide ongoing support that identifies and helps change self-destructive or unhealthy behaviors, either in an individual or group setting. As we know, we lose easily in double digits veterans to suicide each day. Some say 20, and if it is so, that means that's 600 a month. That means that's over 7,000 a year veterans lost to suicide. So this is a proactive approach instead of being reactive when it's too late. For 18 years, Vance has been committed to serving both active duty and military veterans. It will continue to advance their humanitarian work for our past and present military heroes. Representing Vance is a great friend of the community, a personal friend of mine, the founder and the president of this facility we call Vance, is Mr. Chuck Atkinson. Sir, would you please stand to be recognized? Thanks, sir. You talk about somebody being harder than woodpecker lips. That's Mr. Chuck Atkinson. And don't let those little baby blues fool you. He's like a little pit bull and stuff at times, okay? So don't be poking him too much. He bites every now and then, all right? So thank you, sir, for the inspiration, et cetera, the leadership. We wouldn't be able to do what we do here at Vance. And Sergeant Major Marine Corps once said that the Marine Corps wouldn't be able to do what it does without the Marine Corps Association. In this case, Vance wouldn't be able to do what we do without the support of volunteers and the support of our executive director, Mrs. Lori Booty. Would you please stand, Lori, and be recognized? Lori, thank you so much. You're so resilient, and you just do so many wonderful things. So thank you. To her right is her great husband, Michael. He definitely married up. Look at him. He definitely. He did. You know I love you, Michael. He definitely married up, but thank you for what you do. And he does his best work at the bar. And so after this, you will notice him over there at the bar. And so he's already been working this morning, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. But thanks, Mike. Thank you so much for being here and all the volunteers. I got some other notes taking care of me. I miss or I miss someone, so just please bear with me. I also like to today. Please stand if you're able. Is our mayor here? Mayor Esther Sanchez is here. You're front. Also, Assemblywoman office. Horvath. Janet here? Janet? She's usually over. A couple years ago, she actually helped me. Janet's an awesome individual. We also start wives and families. Ladies, you great your presence. And as I was talking to over the counter today, you got your little phone. Okay. I also saw some people here from DARs at the Revolution. Is that right, Dar? Are you here? Would you stand also, ladies, here? Such see of Dar. So thanks for everything that you Hospice of North Coast board members from Hospice of North Coast. As I mentioned earlier, our Vance, could you? And it said, you know, trust. I was a trustee too in the Robertson County Jail. So I'm like, no, this is the way you spell trustee, not the other trustee, you know. So thank you. Hey, today we're gathered to honor you, our Vietnam veterans, and to appreciate you and to welcome you home and honor the 58,300 lost, killed in action, and the 1,587 Americans still missing in action in Southeast Asia. We take this opportunity now to remember the legacy of all those Vietnam veterans who are no longer with us. And in front of the stage over here, see, I'm gesturing here, Shelley. In front of the stage, before you is a remembrance table where some of you provided photos or have written the names of loved ones, comrades, and friends who honorably served our country during the Vietnam War, who may not have made it home from battle, or they did return home, but may no longer be with us. Today, a candle will be lighted in their memory. You've made and noticed a special table here this morning. And the tradition of setting a separate table in honor of our POWs and MIAs has been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The empty chair represents Americans who were or are missing from each of the services: the Army, the Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and civilians, all with us in spirit today. Now, some here today were very, very young or not yet born when the Vietnam War began. However, all Americans should never, ever forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call and served the cause of freedom in a special way. Please allow me to explain the meaning of the table and then join me in a moment of silent reflection. The table is round to show our everlasting concern. The cloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to serve. The single red rose reminds us of the lives of these Americans and their loved ones and friends who keep the faith while still seeking answers. The yellow ribbon symbolizes our continuing uncertainty, the hope for their return, and our determination to account for them. A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured or missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain us and for those lost from our country, which was founded as one nation under God. The glass is inverted, symbolizing their inability to share a toast. The chair is empty. They are missing. And the candle reflects our hope, our true hope for their return, alive or dead. Lighting the candle today for us was retired Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant and Vietnam veteran Dale W. Farnham. Dale, thank you very, very much for that. The flame signifies the eternal spirit of our fellow veterans, for their legacy lives forever in our hearts. Our grateful community will never, ever forget, and let us pause a moment for a moment of silence. Thank you. They turned out the lights on me, so now I can't see. But I think there's something there that I spoke to gesture. I spoke to gesture towards the video. I got that memorized. See?
And then you can put this in your pocket.
All I ever wanted to do was fly, leave this world and live in the sky. I left the C-130 out of Fort Worth town. I go up some days I don't wanna come down. But when I fly that plane, call the angel flight. Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. I love my family and I love this land. But tonight this flight's for another man. We do what we do 'cause we heard the call. Some gave a little, but he gave it all. I fly that plane on the angel flight. Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. The curtains quiet and the stars bright. Feels kinda like church in here tonight. It don't matter where we touch down. On the angel flight is sacred ground. When I fly that plane, call the angel flight. Got a hero riding with us tonight. Riding with us tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home.
It's hard to watch that without a little bit emotional. And I harken back to when I decided to become a Marine was, believe it or not, in the year 1968. And 68 was a very, very rough year in the Vietnam War, and especially with the Marines and the Lieutenant Benson. We had so many things, but I made up my mind as a 9-year-old that I wanted to be a Marine. And the reason why is there was a young guy in the local high school by the name of Dwight Carroll. Dwight was a class clown, but he was also a good football star, and he was a physical specimen. And we lived in the projects, the housing authorities, if you will. And Dwight's family was poor, just like mine. And Dwight worked for the city. And I remember we'd come by and we'd be cutting the hedges with a lively lid or a sling blade or whatever. And I always wanted to be like Dwight. Dwight was just such a good example. He truly was. His dad was an alcoholic. The family wasn't really respected, and he joined the Marine Corps. Came home, leave, wearing that uniform, his Alphas, PFC. I still wanted to be like Dwight. And then months later, as a young 19-year-old PFC, Dwight Carroll was killed in action in Vietnam. And so I just personally believe that when we mention them, it's not enough to think about them. It's not enough just to remember them. It's about talking about them. And they live on. So for me, Dwight's here with me today. And so I'm honored Dwight Carroll's legacy. So it's an honor for me to be able to introduce you today's guest speaker, someone Blue Angel flights from Saigon back to the States. U.S. Air Force pilot and Vietnam veteran, Captain David Ferguson. Captain Ferguson flew missions across the Far East, including Vietnam, the Philippines, Korea, Cambodia, Thailand, Okinawa, and Japan. Earned 4 air medals, 2 Oak clusters for combat missions. He was honorably discharged as a captain in 1972. Please help me welcome Captain David Ferguson.
You forgot your notes. Is this working? Is this working? No. Because I don't like to. Hello. Shelley. Ah, there we go. There we go. So Frank, hold the cord. I can't do all that. All right. This is going to get complicated. Oh. We should have practiced this. Now, Frank, he and I go to the same barber, but we've never met. But you know what I say, Frank? If you're bald in the front, you're a great thinker. And if you're bald in the back, you're a great lover. And if you're bald all over, just think you're a great lover. Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning. And welcome, Vietnam veterans. Welcome home. Welcome home. This is your captain speaking, and I'd like to welcome you aboard flight C-130 Echo on tour of Vietnam from the DMZ down to the Mekong. We're going to stop at a few of the 227 fire bases, air bases, airstrips that I went to during my 90 missions and 15 months in country. So buckle up. Move on to those beautiful, uncomfortable, unadjustable, aluminum, webbed nylon, straight back seats. Adjust your tray table in an upright, locked position. Oh, we don't have any tray tables. But you can use the knees of the guy across from you since you said knee to knee. And don't worry about fighting for a window seat because we don't have any. And please don't think about harassing the stewardesses because we don't have any. But before we take off, I would like to thank Hospice of North Coast again for hosting this for our 10th anniversary, and Shelley Dew for just the outstanding job that you do. And the Welcome Home Committee that Veterans Association of North County does with Lori and Lee Farmer and Don and Vicki Miller and Chuck Atkinson. Now, they introduced Chuck before, but what you don't know is Chuck is a 3-service veteran. Yep, Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, and the Air Force. He finally got it right. So, who do we have on board here tonight? We have any Army veterans? Any Army veterans back there? Hoorah! You know, you were part of the 363,000 soldiers that served, 67% of the fighting force in Vietnam. Welcome home. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Hoorah! Any Marine Vietnam veterans out there? Hoorah! You were part of the 81,500 who served in Vietnam. That was 15% of the total fighting force. Do we have any Navy sailors out there? Blue water or brown water and blue water. Thank you for your service and sacrifice and welcome home. And their battle cry is Hoo-yah. Any Coast Guard out there? Any Coast Guard? Except Chuck. All right, right there. You were one of 400 that served there, 1% of the fighting force. Hoo-yah. And I couldn't understand why it was Hoo-yah until I looked at it and it was YAH. Well, that's short for yacht. That explained it. So, and Air Force, any Air Force Vietnam veterans out here? Thank you for your service and sacrifice and welcome home. You know the battle cry for the Air Force, don't you? 4, watch out for that golf ball. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happened. So where are we on our flight here? Yeah, this, you're gonna try this mic? Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna unplug it real quick. 'Cause I'm having
Okay.
a lot of issues. Sorry, technical difficulties. Testing. I'll try that.
How's that work? Pretty good? Good. You know, I'd also like to have a special welcome to any lady veterans. Hello. You're sitting in the back of the airplane. Do we have any lady veterans? Any lady Vietnam veterans? They were, please stand. Please stand. They were one of 7,848 women veterans that served in Vietnam. Do we have any RN that served in Vietnam. The lady RNs were 6,250 RN veterans in Vietnam. And we thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Welcome home. Do we have any Navy SEALs? Any Navy SEALs? Any Special Forces? Any Green Berets? Any medics? Any medics? Yeah, any medics? Any corpsmen? Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Do we have any purple? I know we have Purple Heart veterans. Please stand. If you're a Purple Heart veteran, please stand. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. And welcome home. Now what? I thought you said this really worked well.
If I stand here, it will. It's working now, right? I'd say hold it up higher.
Like
Or
right
put it in
there.
the stand, yes.
But I like to walk around.
Well, okay, just hold it right there.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll
All right.
put it here then, and we'll try that. How's that? Did that work? How did that work? Does that work? All right, okay. So they asked me to say a few words about some of the missions that I flew. So I'm not going to start with flight school because my family over here, which is, I have 15 of my family that are here today. Two are going to have to leave early because they're in town from Oregon, and our granddaughter is playing in a big soccer tournament over here at the sports complex, so they're going to have to leave early. So if you see them leave, it's not because of me. So my first assignment was in 141s, and we flew 3 missions a month, one of which was always to Southeast Asia through Westpac. So from the States up to Elmendorf, down to Japan, over to Okinawa, down into Cameron Bay or Da Nang or Tan Son Nhut, and then over into Bangkok. And then we would turn around and we would come back again. And on occasion, we would have the honor of an assignment of an Angel flight. And let's see, where is that plane? Oops, not that one. And those were always tough because they were Angel flights. And so you would get on the airplane, walk up the ladder, and you would turn to the cargo compartment and render salute to those flag draped metal boxes. Sometimes 3, 4, even 5 across on a pallet. And sometimes 3, 4 rows back, sometimes all the way to the end of the cargo bay. Those were solemn, sober, and silent flights back. There's not much chatter in the cockpit with those, but it was an honor. From there, I was assigned to tactical C-130s, and we flew medevac missions, several of those in country. One of the missions that was kind of interesting was to up to Khartoum, to a fire base up in Khartoum. Anybody stationed up in Khartoum area? Khartoum was just north of Pleiku, up in the mountains. And to make it fun, and as they said, more safe, they sent us at night. Now, when you fly up there at night, you become a Navy pilot because there's no more Southwest Airlines grease it on the runway thing. This is steep approach, dump it on the ground, and be thankful, because these are very short runways, they're riprap, and your job is to get it down. That night we had several Army reinforcement troops. We had cannon and ammunition on board for reinforcing the fire base. You're not allowed to put your landing lights on because that's a target. So not until you were just about to touch down did you put your landing lights on. And we got down and we went over to park and opened the gate and let the, let's go back to where we are here. Here we go. To offload our cargo. And you'll notice that the propellers are still running. And when the propellers are running, we have to keep the lights on so nobody walks into those. And what happens is those lights attract enemy fire kind of like moths to a candle. So sure enough, incoming mortar, rockets, whatever, off our wingtip. Loadmaster, let's button this puppy up. We're getting the hell out of here. So now you've got to take off. Now that's a whole different thing too. So at full power, release the brakes, climb as steep as you can, as fast as you can, and usually just above stall speed. So we got out of there and we go back to Da Nang and land, and the crew chief comes up and he says, sir, how was your flight? I said, well, mission completed. Why did you ask? He says, well, come on. He takes me around. We had 26 bullet holes in the airplane. And luckily, the bullet holes were more towards the back of the airplane and the tail section. Had they been in the front, I wouldn't be here. If they had been where the landing gear is, that would have been a bad day too. That's where all your hydraulic lines run. And we'd have lost control of that airplane. So anyway, one of the other missions that we had was kind of fun, was to Never Never Land. And this is not a Peter Pan flight. This was to Cambodia. One of the problems with Vietnam is they drew lines and said, you can't go there. Well, the enemy knows that that's where those lines are, and they're on the other side of those. But we went there anyway, didn't we? So anyway, we had 100 Cambodian troops, fighters, and they weren't lucky enough to sit on those seats. They squatted down and sat down on those pallets. And so we took off and went over to Phnom Penh. Now these fighters would wear a scarf around their neck. And in that scarf was basically everything that they owned or treasured as they went out and fought. And when we landed in Phnom Penh, I'd never heard a louder roar of happiness in my life. Well, one of them came up, stuck his head in the flight deck, and kind of thank you. And so I looked at that scarf and I said, "Can I get that scarf?" And he goes, so I said, "Loadmaster, can you work on that a little bit for me? I like that scarf." So with a little bit of negotiation, and I'm sure that included a bottle of something and a carton of cigarettes or something. I got that scarf. Now, those scarves aren't just anything. They fought for their country, and that's the Cambodian flag. And that's what they wore around their necks. And I'm sure all of them did not make it. Because 3 million were killed by the Khmer Rouge. But it was an honor to take them back home. Of course, while we were there, an F-4 got shot down. And so we had to call in a rescue mission, and the Sandys came out, and we saw 2 shoots, so we were able to report that. And they were rescued. We were also nuclear qualified, just in case. Now, I know a lot of you out there are saying, yeah, you know, fly guy goes over all the battle sites and all that sort of stuff. Well, that's not true. I have experienced the toll of war, sacrifice that our wounded make up close and personal. I want you to meet Mickey was in for the 5th Cavalry and Division. He was a tank driver. He was based up in Camp Eagle, just outside of Way in the DMZ. He was out on patrol with the 101st, and their tank got hit by an RPG, a rocket-propelled grenade. Steel, and exploded in the tank. 3 of his tank mates were killed instantly, and he had a big hole in the side. After numerous operations, major operations, he received a 70% disability. He always says it's based on the size of the steel plate that they put in your head. He finally received 90% disability, but only he worked, and he was a great mechanic, and he was the service of Harley Davidson in Downey and in Ventura when he retired. In 2006, he received 100% disability because they on the other side of his brain, and he continues with PTSD. 36 years it took for him to get full disability respect from the VA. That's terrible. If anybody is having trouble with the VA, please see Vance. They can help. So please do that. If you would like to support, you'll notice that Mickey's picture is on a sign on a poster. Every year, Vance holds a fundraiser, golf fundraiser for Vance's services and veterans. But it's an opportunity to honor somebody who has served, whether it's yourself, a family member, a friend, or maybe somebody who didn't make it. By donating, you're also Vance. So I would hope that maybe you would consider supporting our event, which comes up in September. You can go to vance.me/golf and find a sponsorship that you would like. You could play with us or make a donation, and flyers will be available soon. It is a good commercial. Thank you. Post-Vietnam, they asked me to say a few things about what I did after the war. One of the things I'm most proud of is Holes for Heroes. And we, through our Rotary Club and Foundation, they asked me to head a golf tournament. And so I said I would, but I want all the proceeds to go to military and humanitarian projects. And so we formed Holes for Heroes to benefit wounded military, children and families of deployed troops and KIAs and World War II vets. And what we found wants to do something for our vets. They just don't know how, and they don't know who to trust. And evidently we're a trusted platform, and a couple of people trusted me. And over our 14 years that we did this, we netted over $1.5 million for those to help our community. And the best part was that we've had over 450 wounded military would play, and then their families would participate in the banquet after. But we had them on the golf course, and we put them in our foursomes, and you got the opportunity to spend a whole day with these heroes and say thanks up close and personal. These kids, one arm, one leg. This fella's in his shorties there, stubbies. He played 9 holes. We had a special card for him. These are really special people, and these are kids that were Afghanistan and Iraq, and they would get up and say a few words at the banquet of, I was there 3 times. I stepped on an IED, that kind of thing. So I bring that up, but the reason that I focused on Mickey is that he's my brother-in-law. It's an organization called Sunbreak Ranch. It's trying to get off the ground to take veterans off the street. One of my pet peeves is veterans, homeless veterans. There shouldn't be any, ever. And Sunbreak Ranch is designed after Stand Down, which is a successful operation throughout the country to get veterans off the streets, and also all of our homeless off the street, to be triaged and then helped and treated and housed. But enough about me, let's talk about you. The good news is after 50 years, attitudes towards veterans and Vietnam veterans have changed. The community is proud of you. They're proud of those who have served in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, or whatever other hellhole government sends us to. Here's some Vietnam facts. 2.7 million Americans served in Vietnam. 9.7% of the population. Makes you special. Only 31.4% are still alive today. That's you. That makes you very special. 7,850 women served in Vietnam. As I said, 6,250 were RNs. They are the most special. I know RNs are, because I married one. And like many of you, they were not respected either. 25% of the total forces were draftees. 75% of the public believed that Vietnam's failure was due to the lack of political will, not due to arms or our fighting ability. 97% of those who served in Vietnam era were honorably discharged. 90% who served in heavy combat are proud to have served our country. 74% said they would do it again. 87% of Americans now hold Vietnam veterans in high esteem. And so far this year, recruiting is the highest it's ever been in 15 years. Now, on a personal note, if politicians are going to send us to fight, then let us fight and let us win, and fight without tying one arm behind our backs. Amen? So be proud, heads up high. You answered the call, you did your duty, you fought a good fight. Wear your veteran hat. Share your story. People want to hear it. You'll be inspired and you'll be an inspiration to others. It's good for you and it's good for your soul. It helps you deal with what you saw, what you felt, and what you dealt with, or maybe you're still dealing with today, externally or internally. If told thank you for your service, look them in the eye and say, you were worth it. Pass the torch. Encourage youth to serve. Teach that freedom is not free. That's my life. He's bigger now, and we're going to talk Air Force. Turns out my great-grandfather fought in the Civil War. I think he fought with Frank's grandfather. He was on that same side. My grandfather was a surgeon in World War I. My dad was a munitions officer, Bradford Ordnance Works in World War II. And his brothers served. And I have a son-in-law who's here today who is U.S. Navy. Thanks, Sean. Personally, I think all high school graduates should be required to either serve 1 year in the military or 1 year in the Peace Corps or some other third world country. They need to learn to appreciate why this country is the greatest country on earth. Need to appreciate a hot shower and a cold glass of water. They need to learn to focus, set goals, have a purpose beyond self, to excel in college versus being lost like so many I see out there today. Get involved with veteran organizations. They'll appreciate you, your guidance, and your experience. Vets will understand you because you've been there. You will understand them because they've been there. Go on an honor flight. It's powerful. It's rewarding. It's humbling. It's fun and it's free. Go. I've been an escort and it's unbelievable. There's another event coming up in April. And if you haven't been, or you know a veteran that hasn't been, then get them to go. It's a fabulous event. And if you can't go, come to a homecoming down at the airport. There'll be one on April 27th. There are cards on the front desk outside as you leave. Pick one up, but go, and encourage other veterans to go. Put veteran on your driver's license and ask for discounts everywhere and anywhere. People will do it. Businesses will do it. I even get discounts on my bag of ice. You deserve it. I'm going to remember, we are the land of the free because of the brave, and you were the brave. I'm going to leave you with a quote by Sir Winston Churchill. Sometimes it's not enough to do that we do our best. Sometimes we have to do what is required. You did what was required. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice. Welcome home, veterans. Welcome home. I hope you enjoyed the class. Okay, good looking. You're up. Oh.
Yes, stand fast.
Oh, stand fast.
Thanks so much, sir. Really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere yet. Tuck that wires. Tuck that wire.
Yes, you got it.
Yeah, I don't like this stuff hanging down. Thank you. Hey, sir. Hey, hey, please be seated. We have a presentation here. So I want to thank you for those inspirational words and painting a picture, and truly appreciate your service before, during, and after. And you continue to inspire and lead. And the captain also talked about service and leading the way. And as we look around here today, many of you belong to so many different associations, and we just truly, truly respect that and appreciate that. My goal is next year, if we do this, is to bring a younger person with us, bring a kid with us. And teach them and show them. So maybe it's just not enough for us to show up, that we need to be bringing our nephews and our nieces and our grandchildren with us to show them. So thank you for your service, sir. And we have something we'd like to give you, okay? So you do have a platoon reinforced over there, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah, I got that, okay.
Just in
Oh, you got it all covered
Just
stuff
in
there.
case.
But we have something here from the hospice and from Vance. Okay, yes, sir.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry. So I think everyone can recognize that. We know what that is. So with this sincere appreciation, sir. So I'll put this, put that there for right now. And sir, and most of you can see this. You can see this watch here with that nice fancy little wristband that we used to wear there on active duty and stuff. So sir, in honor and just an appreciation for everything, sir. Thank you so much. This is here. This all goes in here together. That way you can be on time, on target. There you were, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
And then you can be hooking and jabbing. All right.
All right.
We'll make sure that point's pointed the other way. We're got you. Be careful walking by Father Crew like that. All right. So you good, sir? You need some. You need some. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Again, sir, hey, thanks for those inspirational words and for all you've done for our nation and the community. Shelley does great. Down here it says gift presentation, pause. So now I'm pausing, Shelley. Okay, Shelley. So I got it. I told you, I'm going to gesture. See? I'll bring up, if you can't have fun, then life's not any fun, right? So you got to have fun. I will now bring up a special guest, also a Vietnam veteran, who'll be singing a song that he wrote after his return to the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fred Erickson singing Welcome Home.
Thank you, Vicki, and thank you, Shelley. I'm having a little bit of an out-of-body experience right now. I had no idea what to expect with this song. I wrote this song about 2 years ago, and Vicki heard me sing it at Veterans Day service at Pilgrim Church back this November. And the weird coincidence is that the title of the song was Welcome Home. I kind of wrote it from back to front. I started with the idea of welcome home and how we Vietnam folks had a very different reception when we got back here than compared with many other military people returning from different places at different times. So it's just been a really, really heartwarming, humbling experience to sit here and listen to this morning, to be here. I don't think I've been around this many Vietnam veterans since I left Vietnam in 1972. It's just a pleasure, and it's a humbling experience to be here. Do we have any old folks here? Anybody need glasses? Anybody have, yeah, okay. Anybody have an issue with hearing? What? Speak up. Turn those hearing aids up. Anyway, this song, it's a little bit of just a summary of my military experience. It's honest, it's truthful, it's from the heart. And I will always feel a kinship, a brotherhood with everybody who has served, is serving, and will serve. It's just a special group of Brand new draw, the number 10 would be like all that day back then. A melting pot, it was indeed. Every gender, race, and creed, from north and south, from east and west, came to serve with all the rest. All from home, all from home. All from home, all from home. War was raging out of hand. so far from home, so distant land. Or so many thought was wrong, very few thought we belong. One could say how it would end, what sort of mess it would. That sin, far from home, far from home, far from home, far from home. For those of us who would return, the road back home would twist and turn. Home had changed as we would see. Some would see a change in me. Had this become our judgment day? For some so long to come to say, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. Now looking back as I go home, I serve my time as I was told. No hero here, just to be clear, but there are those who clearly were. To those I knew and won't forget, you make me proud to be a vet. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. So 50 years back in the world, yet each time that flag's unfurled, a kinship's there with all who serve, and each receive what all deserve. Each is judged on their last day, and may be called to hear God say, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home.
Thanks, Fred. That was absolutely awesome, sir. Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. Very, very inspiring. And as I listen to Fred sing, it's like a rewind on my brain housing group, if you will, of just Vietnam veterans that I served with when I came in as a young pup in 1977. Some of my best leaders were Vietnam veterans. Some of my worst leaders were also Vietnam veterans. So I got to be fair here, all right? But the things that they brought home and some of the language and some of the things I carry with me today, it was just so many different things. There was just such a love of Corps and country and pride. And you're right, they weren't welcomed home. And to everyone's point today, I think our nation has been able over the years to separate the war from the warrior, and that there's a difference. And at the end of the day, we also always need to remember that it's civilians that send us in harm's way. Okay, the military executes us, but it's civilians, whether elected or appointed. But thanks again. I really enjoyed that and appreciated it. It does. I truly mean that. It was like you're just going back in time on the people that have passed on and that were either killed in action or come back and served and are no longer here with us. And I failed to mention earlier with Dale and Don, both Purple Heart recipients, Vietnam War veterans, combat wounded. So I salute both of you gentlemen. I truly do. Okay. And it's an honor. And I know I make fun about the other people on the board and stuff, but I truly, truly respect and admire you on the board. It's an honor to serve with you. At this time, I'd ask that Father Krulak to provide a benediction for us, please. What is it? It's not even there. Not even my note. Okay.
Let us pray. O God, our Father, as we prepare to leave this place, let us never fail to remember that we have an obligation to continue to act to preserve the freedoms that have been won and maintained for the people of this land. Go in peace, be kindly affectionate to one another. The blessing of God Almighty, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be with us all evermore. Amen.
Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere, Chaplain. I'll adjust, Lori. Who's helping me here? We have something, Chaplain. Come ahead and step over, sir, if you don't mind here. Just don't go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, Father Krulak has come to our aid and our assistance over the years, whether it's for the Marine Corps Association Professional Dinner annually or here at Vance on different ceremonies and events. And we just thought, the hospice and the Vance just thought it'd be something to recognize you, sir, for everything, for your fighting spirit, and your inspiration. And we all know what this is. It's a K-bar, but Father Krulak told me that it was named K-bar after Krulak.
No,
So I don't think that's true. I'm just joking. So that's just my sense of humor. But this right here is from us to you, sir. I'm gonna put it back into the sheath here so we don't hurt anybody. But thank you for your inspiration and your leadership, and thank you for always being there for us, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a large collection of these.
I know you do. We all do. Yeah, earlier when Fred was asking, is anybody old here and need glasses? And he didn't say anything about a cane. So he left out the cane, and we got the hearing aid and the glasses and the cane. I skipped over something somehow in here in my program. So just please bear with us. We've had the benediction, but something that is just very, very, very important is that we want to recognize Ghost Star family members and anyone else out here that would like to receive a lapel pin. If you please stand or raise your hand, and we will come to you with one of the Vietnam veterans' pins. Thank you. If you want to please stand, if you'd like to receive a pin, if you'd please stand or raise your hand. And we're presenting a special pin to the incredible women who served in Vietnam. As people are receiving their lapel pins, the video is a United States of America Vietnam War commemoration. Thank you for your service. Has everyone received their pens? Thank you. Has everyone that would like to receive a pen received their pen? I can't hear you. Right. Well, thank you. We got a little bit out of sequence because of me, but I think we adjusted very, very well. Receiving the pen is very, very significant. I was telling Shelley before, I had some pens left over from the previous year, and whenever I run across a Vietnam veteran, I usually try to have some of them and present it to them. And almost each occasion, that veteran gets misty-eyed. And so while today I think we started out talking about the final tribute, this should not be our final tribute as a community, as a country, as anything. This is the 10th and final year of the commemoration, but it shouldn't be the final tribute is recognizing our Vietnam veterans. And I forgot to mention earlier, do we have any Korea War veterans in here today? You stand? Thank you. And I was looking for him, Sergeant Major Marty Vasquez, but I don't see him. Are there any World War II or three war veterans here today? Frank Mann? Frank Mann? Hi, sir. How are you? You got a great first name, Frank. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Hey, we set out today to remember our veterans and to salute their bravery and selflessness. On a national level, one day each year is dedicated solely to honoring our Vietnam veterans. And let us resolve that Americans will never, ever forget the sacrifices that many of our fellow countrymen and women have made to defend our country and protect our freedoms. Before we leave today, I'd like to again thank the Hospice of North Coast, Vance, the entire team, for hosting this special day. Their commitment to Vietnam veterans, and frankly all veterans, is evident each and every day by their compassion and respect for those that are in our communities. And I think there's one last video we would like to play before the final adjournment, if you will. Thank you.
Can I help you? Just a cup of coffee, please. Coming right out. Oh, there's no charge. Thank you. Here you go. Thanks again. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your support. Sure. Sure. All right. Smile. There you go.
I would like to ask you a question. Do we do it too? That man said you were.
I just served as best I could.
Can we see a picture?
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your support.
Get your refill.
Sir, I like what you said earlier. You know, over the years, we've learned that when someone thanks you for your service, for years, there was really nothing ever said back because we didn't know what to say, I think. And over the years, we started, when people say thank you for your service, we say thanks for your support. And many times, they may not know what that service is, and we may not fully understand what that support is. But sir, I really like that what you're saying is that when someone says thank you for your service, to say you were worth it, or it was worth it. So I'll take that away, sir. I think that's pretty awesome. And it is, it is and was worth it. So thanks for sharing that as well.
I always say it was my honor to serve.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I know when I was on active duty, it was always, it's an honor to serve in the world's finest, right? So it is an absolute honor, sir. Thanks for sharing that as well, sir. I think I can speak on behalf of the veterans here today and say for your work, whether it's at the hospice or at Vance or any other of the associations under the umbrella of Vance or any other organizations out there doing the Lord's work. So thank each and every one of you. Because as you look around here today, seriously, is that all of us could have been somewhere else today. But we chose to be here for whatever. And as I watched the last video there, talking about moment of truth, it occurred to me that we all know that we need oxygen to survive. But there's an acronym called AIR, A-I-R. Most all of us are looking to be appreciated. We're looking to be included, and we're looking to be respected. So just like we need oxygen, we all need air as well. So I just thought I would share that with you. A quick announcement here. Before we depart, I know one is not in my program here, but the Memorial Day celebration we have coming up in almost just like 2 months, right here at Vance, the Memorial Day observance. There will be, prior to that, next month, there'll be an honor wall ribbon cutting at 1400 at 2 p.m. on Thursday, April the 10th. Again, the ribbon cutting for the honor wall, 2 o'clock on Thursday, 10 April, and then in March, the Memorial Day observance. Any other announcements, anything? That's it, right? Like, I don't think, Shelley, anything else? Did I miss anything? Again, thank you for being here with us today. I got a little bit out of a sequence, but I think it's because I wanted you to just stay here longer and don't want you to go, is that we hope you will extend your stay with us a little while longer and join us for a complimentary lunch. I got it. That's right here. I do have that one. So I do have that one. But join us for a lunch. There's seating outside if you so desire. And as I shared earlier, I do my best work at a bar. And so I see the bar straight ahead. So the bar is also open across the hallway there. And now we conclude today's observance and ceremony. And again, I hesitate. I don't like the word final tribute. I don't want this to be the final tribute. But we conclude today's ceremony with a rendition of Taps by Roy Zani and Greg Caput. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for being here with us today. You've done more for us than we could ever do for you. So God bless you. May God continue to bless the United States of America. God bless you. Thank you.
That was really great.
Right.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I got a little bit out of sequence, but I tried to adjust. So
It
it's,
was solid. It was really great.
The vice president went to Quantico
yeah,
and he quoted my brother.
he did. What did he quote?
If I take this off, thank you, Frank. Thank you.
Marines do what?
Oh, yeah, is that right?
Two
Oh,
things.
make Marines win battles, return to